Hey 3D Foundation, so let's talk about making your templates for your design work. So in your packet of papers, you have tracing paper. It is a paper that's see-through. Like if I put my hand behind it, you can see through it. Or if I put my design behind it, you can see through it. You'll want this piece of paper. You're also going to want another sheet of paper. This is where you're going to be doing your design. And then your tracing paper is, you're going to trace your design onto the tracing paper in a specific way to make your templates. So first, you need paper, regular paper and tracing paper. I just pulled a piece of graph paper out of my notebook. A ruler, if you have straight lines that you would like to keep straight. Move the rest of that. You're going to need your clay piece, but it doesn't have to come out of the bag. It can stay in here. We're just going to be doing a little bit of measuring. And your design. Don't forget about those beautiful designs that you did. Having that close at hand is going to help you replicate your design for your clay piece so much better. Oh, and a pencil. And if you have trouble seeing your pencil lines through your tracing paper, you're going to want to have the Sharpie that's in your kit as well. Okay, so for this first part, you're going to need your clay. You don't have to take it out of the bag, and you're going to need your just regular piece of paper. So the first thing that I'm going to do is figure out how tall my design needs to be by taking my paper and kind of wrapping it around my clay piece. So that's about how tall it needs to be. I'm just going to put that paper down and mark that. You can even write the height on your piece of paper. So that's how tall it needs to be. Now I need to figure out how round my piece is. If you were doing a piece where the design goes all the way around your clay, you'll want to cut your piece of paper and tape more pieces on so that it can fit all the way around. See, mine does not. So my design doesn't go all the way around my clay, so I don't have to worry about that so much. But if you had a design that did, you'll want to tape more paper on. So since my design only has to reach a certain height, and I like to draw straight lines, I'm going to use my ruler. And I'm using graph paper so I can see like where my lines are straight. And then I've got my design that high. I don't have to cut anything or tape anything right now because my design only reaches this high and it's only going to take up about this much space. So if your design is similar, then you're good to go. If your design needs to be longer, then you can just tape extra paper on and make sure that it fits around your clay, does not go longer than your clay or shorter than your clay. Okay, so this is like your pattern piece. So your next step is to draw your design as it will go on to your clay piece. So if this is the central part of my design, then I know I have all of this space this way and this way to create my design. Also, looking at my design, the center of my mandala or my radial design is not at the very bottom. So I can't start down here because then that would be in the wrong spot. I'm going to start my center part of my design right here because that'll help me curve it up higher. Now, since I'm doing a radial design, something that really has a pattern to it, I'm going to draw what are called guidelines. Guidelines are going to help me figure out where everything needs to be. So where is the center of my design? Where is the center of my design this way? It's not really the center of my design. It's more the center of my radial design because the center of my project is like right in here. But the center of my radial design is not the same as the center of my actual piece. Now from here, I'm going to draw some circles out. So that's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I'm using this gridded paper to help me. If you have gridded paper and a very complicated design, use the gridded paper. It's really going to help. But if you don't, you can use your ruler to measure certain things and make sure that they're symmetrical. Because this is you drawing your design exactly how you want it. One thing that I want to caution you from is going straight to the top of your design. So I would stop about 1 centimeter from the top of your piece. So if this is the height of my piece, this is my design stop. All right, so now I'm going to just finish drawing out my design. Okay, now that my design's done, my next step will be to take this and trace it onto my tracing paper. But one thing that you need to think about, if you have a really round and circular piece, it's almost like a sphere. When you try and take this design and put it on your piece, your paper is going to wrinkle, causing your design to fold and also wrinkle. So we are going to use this as our base design for templates and tracing paper that will nicely curve onto our piece. So that means that they're either going to be short or narrow. So here I've got my design, and this is how I want it to look on my piece once it's on my piece. But of course it can't curve. Anyone who's carved pumpkins know that a flat piece of paper on something round is really difficult. Now, if you have like a cylinder, something that's more like a cup, like this, then it would be easy to transfer your design onto this space. You could just do one template. But if you have something like mine that curves at all, you're going to do multiple templates. So here I'm going to take my tracing paper and use it to help me create these templates. Since I have a repeat pattern, I know this is my whole design, but I'm not tracing this whole design on here as it is. I'm going to trace this design in parts. So here is a part of my design from here to here. So this whole part from here to here, that's a part of my radial design. It's like a piece of the pie that just repeats as it goes around. So I'm going to trace this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. I know I have some little pieces down here, but I can figure that out. So if you have a repeat pattern, find your one repeat and then trace it however many times you need it. And I'm going to trace this so that it lines up with the edge. Less for me to do later. Okay, so that's a single part of my design. I'm going to use my ruler to mark out the side here. Put that on top of my radial design. It'll make it a lot easier to figure out where that edge is. Okay, so now I have part of my radial design. I'm just going to copy this 5 more times on this paper. Okay, so from my final design, I made my 5 templates. So these and this is what I'm going to photograph and upload to Schoology so that I can see what you're all doing for your templates and how many you have created. So final design, the correct height, templates, multiples, because you're probably going to need them. I wanted to show you the step that we're going to do on Monday. So don't do this today, okay? I have my clay piece. Let me show you why this is so important. So my clay piece is really rounded. You can see from the edge that it curves. This template is going to allow us to put our design on our clay with minimal wrinkling of our design. See, now with my other templates, I'd be able to lay this out and stick the other templates next to it and make sure that's exactly what I want, where I want it. Because once you take this off, you have your design on your clay. Now, I skipped telling you a step that allows you to do this. So you can't do this till Monday. So make sure that you are following the steps of the process. Yeah, I could take the rest of my templates and fan it out here so that I could get my design. But this is Monday's job. I just wanted to show you how important these templates are for getting your design on your clay piece properly. Okay? So that's what we'll be doing on Monday with the templates that you're creating and uploading today. All right, everyone, that's it. So what you're doing is making sure that your clay's bagged up properly and finished for Monday. Those of you who are just starting your pinch pots or just started yesterday, today you are uploading a photo of your final template. If you don't have your pinch pot done, make your final template about 4 inches tall. It'll give you a good idea, or your final design. So make your final design about 4 inches tall and however wide you think it's going to need to be. And then work on your 5 templates and upload these 5 templates to Schoology. So these 2 things drawn in pencil get uploaded to Schoology. All right, everyone, that's it for today. Go ahead and get to work and work hard. Get this stuff done.